I studied the traditional way, reading textbooks, reading articles, and studying grammar. And of course, those studies helped me understand the basics. But if someone asked me a question, I couldn't respond. It was very frustrating. And I know this probably happens to a lot of you who can understand, for example, what I'm saying in this video, but can't respond. Well, here I have 3 lessons that I learned in 6 years of studying languages that you can apply to your language studies today. Lesson number 1. You need to find your why. Why do you want to learn English? I can tell you that my why for learning Spanish was to be able to speak to my family, to be able to have a conversation with my grandparents, con mis abuelitos in Mexico. My other why was to be able to travel the world and to challenge myself and gain confidence. Take a moment to think. Why do you want to learn English? How will learning English benefit your life? Maybe you'll get a better job, make more money, you will travel the world, or maybe you even want to move to an English-speaking country, the United States, United Kingdom. Practice for at least 10 minutes per day. Learning a language is like building a muscle. You have to train regularly. Improve your pronunciation by doing exercises like tongue twisters. About 3 years ago, I started studying Portuguese as well. I knew the basics of what you need to do. You need to study grammar and vocabulary, but what's more important is practicing listening, like you are now, watching movies, listening to music, practicing with native speakers. I found a tutor from Brazil to practice my conversation with, and now we can say I have an intermediate level in Portuguese. I can hold a conversation. So that's how I became trilingual. It has been a long journey and it's been difficult. I had many moments when I wanted to give up. I was so shy and ashamed of my accent, of my pronunciation, of my mistakes. And with time, I gained fluency and confidence to travel the world and speak Spanish. That just goes to show that practice makes better. Never perfect. Listen to music, podcasts, or watch series in English every day. Speak slowly. Clarity is key, and you don't have to speak super quickly in order to sound fluent. And you have to remember, why are you doing this? Because you will get to a point where you're tired and you feel like you're not advancing in your English studies. Keep studying. Don't give up. Okay, guys, let's take a quick break. The new year is here and it's time to start working on our English goals. And if you're ready to finally become fluent in English in 2025, I have an opportunity for you. I've been working on my Fluent English program for a few months now with my team of professional teachers, and we're finally ready to accept new students. It's personalized, effective, and designed to improve your English in just 4 months. That's why we can only accept a few students, because we want to focus on giving you the best personalized experience possible. We are currently only accepting 10 students. So if you're serious about transforming your English in 2025, go check out the waitlist in my description. You can sign up in both English and Spanish. This is your opportunity to get the support you need to learn fluent English and to work with me and my team of professional teachers. Go sign up in the link down in the description if you want to be one of those 10 students who we help achieve fluency in the next 4 months. I hope to meet you soon. Lesson number 2. Practice. Practice, practice. I started trying to find alternative ways to go with my studies. One of those ways was practicing my listening. I started watching videos. I started listening to a lot of music in Spanish. I started watching movies, but I was still missing a fundamental piece: speaking. Of course, there are many Spanish speakers in the US to practice with, and I have family from Mexico, so I had many people to practice with. But I, like many language learners, many of you, was so embarrassed to speak Spanish with native speakers, and I learned that it's normal to make mistakes and we have to just practice. I started taking conversation lessons online with tutors so I could practice my speaking. But what changed my life with language learning was when I studied abroad in Spain, because I realized that if you don't practice with people, with native speakers, you will never achieve fluency. So when I went back to the US, I started really practicing with my family. I gave up the shame and said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to become fluent in Spanish. It is so important that you practice your speaking skills with native speakers or with other language learners. We need to actively engage.
Master idioms like break a leg to sound more natural. Think in your new language to train your mind. Learn at least 10 words every week and try to use them in conversations. Use technology to support your learning.
If you're interested in a free study guide created by me, you can click the link below. This study guide has videos and resources and tips to improve your English a little bit every day. It sounds easy, but I notice with many of my students that the hardest thing about practicing is not actually speaking. It's getting over the fear and the shame of making mistakes. Try not to let your shame and your embarrassment keep you from advancing. Remember, practice makes better. Never perfect. With time, you'll improve and you will gain confidence, but you will never speak perfectly. I have studied Spanish for 6 years and I come from a Mexican family and I don't speak Spanish perfectly. That's okay. Lesson number 3, you need to develop consistency and dedication. Motivation is not enough to learn a language. One day you wake up motivated, you're happy, you're ready to study. Maybe the next day you think, I don't want to study anymore. I'm not advancing. At that point, you need to remember to be consistent. Studying can be watching a video in English on YouTube, or it can be watching an episode of Friends on Netflix, or listening to a podcast in English. 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day if you can.
Dedicate Monday to vocabulary. Learn 20 new words and then write 20 sentences using those vocab words. Dedicate Tuesdays to grammar. Take notes of a key grammar concept and then complete some activities online. Wednesday is for listening. Listen to a podcast or watch a video and then write a summary of what you learned. Thursdays are for reading. You can read an article or a book, highlight the words that you don't understand, and then write a summary of what you read. Friday is for speaking. Practice with a tutor, a friend, or even use an app. Saturdays are a fun day for listening and speaking. Listen to your favorite playlist, read the lyrics, and then try to sing out loud. Learning a language doesn't have to be boring. On Sundays, you can watch a movie and then take notes of some words or phrases that you want to remember.
It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You don't need to try to learn English quickly in 1 month, in 2 months. You need to jog, right? It's a marathon. You need to do a little every day. And with time, you'll improve and become so much better. True fluency in English is achieved over time. So be consistent. I really hope that you can apply these 3 learning lessons to your English journey. Remember, I will be here every week to support you and help you practice your English listening. You can click the link below. This study guide has videos and resources and tips to improve your English a little bit every day. Remember, practice makes better. And you can find much more language learning content on Instagram and TikTok at mlanguage. See you next week.